Prosecutors suggest more charges could be coming in Epstein-Maxwell investigation. Welcome back to the Daily Facts. So you're probably following the Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, I guess we could throw his name in there, case if you're listening to this. So you know that Ghislaine Maxwell is sitting in the Metropolitan Detention Center in New York right now, awaiting trial, which I believe is going to start in the summer of next year, 2021. She's been charged with, among other things, conspiracy to entice minors to travel to engage in illegal sex acts and perjury. So those are just some of the things that she's being accused of. So let's get into this article. Again, prosecutors suggest more charges could be coming in Epstein-Maxwell investigation. Federal prosecutors suggested Friday that a federal grand jury investigation into the late Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was Ghislaine Maxwell's boyfriend, lover, and she also worked for him, and she was involved in the crimes that he was committing against underage young girls. So let's see here. And others accused of the sexual abuse of underage girls remains active, indicating more criminal charges could be on the way. Now, I mean, if more charges are on the way, it's possible that that is going to entangle other people. Because we reviewed just an FYI, if you go over to the Daily Facts, I did a piece here on Ghislaine Maxwell, her court case. I read through her indictment. And so if you're interested in listening to that, it's fascinating. This is just part one. There will be additional parts going forward. But it talks about, you know, what specifically the counts that, and it goes into detail about that. So the fact that this is going to, it's potentially more charges, then in my humble opinion, that means more people could potentially be indicted. Okay, so let's continue. Where did I leave off here? The conduct of the defendant in this case and other possible co-conspirators of Jeffrey Epstein remains active, prosecutors wrote in a court filing. The full scope and details of that investigation, however, have not been made public. The filing also noted how prosecutors obtained Maxwell's 2016 deposition in a defamation lawsuit that her lawyers are fighting to keep from public view. Prosecutors used material to charge the British socialite with perjury. It's always interesting when a attorney for a defendant is fighting so that something is not released, because that means you really want to see it, right? Am I right? You really do want to see that when somebody is fighting against the release of documentation, videos, whatever the case may be. That means there's nuggets in there that could potentially bury this person. Now, we all know that Ghislaine Maxwell is innocent until proven guilty, okay? All right, let's continue. Prosecutors used the material to charge the British socialite with perjury again. So they used the deposition because in her court case, in the indictment, perjury there's 2 counts of perjury. Okay. Maxwell, 58, is also charged with recruiting 3 underage girls for the disgraced financier for sexual purposes and lying about it under oath. Okay. Prosecutors said the release of information Maxwell wants to put forth could harm their ongoing investigation, the Miami Herald reported. It would be grossly inappropriate for defense counsel to be permitted to sift through the criminal case discovery and cherry-pick materials they may believe could provide some advantage in their efforts to defend against accusations of abuse by victim plaintiffs, delay court-ordered disclosure of previously sealed materials, or any other effort the defendant may be undertaking at any particular time, the prosecutors wrote. and also in the court of public opinion, because at some point there's going to be a trial. I'm going to assume that it will be a jury trial as opposed to a judge trial. And if it is a jury trial, even if it's a judge trial, you can, when information is released, for example, from the defendant's side, they could start to sway your opinion on what's happening. So it's best for these things to be kept under wraps as much as possible. All right. So it looks like Nancy Grace, a host of Fox Nations, did a piece on Ghislaine Maxwell. And let's just listen to a little bit of this.
Miss Maxwell was the ringleader. She was the architect of the sex ring that went on for decades. Without Miss Maxwell's participation, without her complicity, none of this would have occurred.
Okay. That's the opinion of one. And I would tend to agree just by, because I did read through the indictment, the first part, and she was instrumental in grooming these young girls and so on and so forth. So it's going to be interesting as this case unfolds. Again, it's set to go to trial in the summer of 2020 next year. All right, so that's it for now. Thanks for stopping by the Daily Facts. I hope you enjoyed, and if you do, please leave a like. Consider subscribing, because there will be more content on these types of things. And you have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.